heart of your system.
I'm Neil Warder for Kit Guru. You might quite reasonably think this is the Fractal Design Define R6 I reviewed at the very end of last year, and I've done at least 2 builds for that review and 2 subsequent builds for my own personal PC. But no, this is the Fractal Design Define S2. Similar to the R6 in that it has the same physical dimensions, the same options in terms of fans and radiators, but the layout inside is very much suited to people who want to do liquid cooling. So if you flip that around, if your intention is to put an air cooler and 10 hard drives inside your PC, this is not the case for you. The differences between this S2 and the R6 are relatively subtle in terms of things like drive mats and such like, and what you do and don't have to move around to put your liquid cooling setup in. But one big difference, for example, is the R6 has an optical drive bay and a front door. This case has more emphasis on air intake, no optical drive bay, and the front panel is not a door. You have to pull it off to get access to what's behind it. So the differences are detailed, but they are significant details. Let's start by pulling off some panels. So the main glass panel here on pop pins as before, and away it comes. Lovely chunky bit of glass. The top panel is released with a button at the rear. Away it comes. Take a chunky screwdriver and pry apart the 2 parts of the Moduvent design. And this is where you decide if you want the top to be open or closed. Work your way along, lots of kind of little clips along the way. There we go. So the outer panel has noise deadening material, and with the outer cover removed we have a dust filter which simply goes in the top like so and snaps down and is released, so you can clean the filter off and also to give access to the top radiator rack. Spinning the case around, so we've got a plain rear panel which also has noise deadening material. Slide out the full length dust filter from the bottom, pop the case up because it takes a bit of a heft to get the front panel off. There we go. Always a bit more brutal than you might like, and you can see we have intake slits down the sides, filtered, and we have noise deadening material, and we have a cutout panel at the top which accommodates the I/O. And there we have a case that, broadly speaking, looks like the R6. So we have some brackets that can mount to these panels here to hold a reservoir in place if you're not using brackets on your fans. We've got a full-length power supply cover. We've got a hatch at the front that by removing these 2 screws here we gain access, which means we can put a full height radiator in the front. We've got a pair of Fractal 140mm fans. For some reason these X2 GP14 fans are 3-pin connectors rather than PWM. Don't really understand that, because Fractal has included a fan hub which includes some PWM control. It's a similar story with the 140mm fan at the rear. So we've got 3 140s, that's good, they're all fractals, that's fine, that makes sense. They are non-PWM. On the rear we have the PWM hub, or rather the combination PWM and regular fan hub. We also have 3 drive bays because you don't get the option of putting caddies in horizontally as you so often do. And neither do you put them in the bottom compartment. That's for cooling at the front and for power supply at the rear. The big pieces are absolutely fine, there's nothing obvious to dislike. The rack on the top that we saw with the R6 previously, which gives you easy access for installing radiators, stuff like that, it's all good stuff. It's going to come down to how easy it is to build the case and then how well it flows air and does it actually perform. Don't panic, the build's not finished. This is just like an interim report to let you know what I think so far. And I've had a couple of little sort of gripes, little moans. So for one thing, I've taken out this hatch that lives at the front there, and I've done that to kind of follow the Fractal Design sort of almost suggested approach to building a PC in this case. Many people don't appreciate the importance of a good power supply. A bad power supply can take out your motherboard, might even take out your processor. Seasonic has won more awards from Kit Guru over the past 10 years than any other company. Kit Guru recommends Seasonic. So I put a D5 pump in the floor of the case. I've mounted an EKWB reservoir to these sorts of slits, mounting slots in the mid plate. And I've put a 280mm rad in the front of the case on the same mounts as the two 140 fans that are supplied. And I put a 360 rad in the roof. Worth pointing out, there are no fans on that rad, so therefore it would actually come down 25mm further. It would overhang the motherboard, but it wouldn't actually interfere with any of the components. So that's not completely correct, but this isn't the finished build. This is just me putting things in place to see what I think. The components are the same components that I used recently in the GamerStorm New Arc 90 build. It's an ASRock X299 Fatality Professional Gaming i9xe motherboard, Core i9-7920X processor, some G.Skill TridentZ RGB memory, a Seasonic Prime Titanium 1000 watt power supply, RTX 2080 graphics card. And the graphics card, that's causing me some annoyance as well, because I happen to have in my possession this Fractal Design PCI Express cable. It didn't come with this case, it's an accessory that Fractal sent me for a previous review. I'm quite sure it's the correct accessory for this case. And what you do is you put two motherboard standoffs in the threaded holes there. You plonk this bracket on there, two screws go in, that goes obviously in the motherboard slot, graphics card goes in vertically into these two slots here, and it engages in these little sort of cutouts there. And it didn't want to go, it just didn't want to go. You don't have any leeway to move the bracket around. If you slacken the screws, it's one fixed location. But even when I took the bracket off and just tried to put the graphics card in the case, it didn't want to go. If I put a screwdriver and then given it some welly, I'm sure it would have done the trick, but it just didn't seem quite right. And as you don't get this accessory with the case, it's you know, you have to buy it aftermarket. I thought, well, what the heck? Horizontally mounted it is. The D5 pump in the floor of the case, there's loads of holes in there, mounting holes, so I've put two screws in from the bottom. Funny enough, to actually mount it on all four screws correctly, that would have required some work, but putting two screws in, easy peasy. The head's therefore on the outside of the chassis, which means that the air filter won't slide in place. Clearly, as I usually do, were I to use a pump res combo mounted on a fan mount, that wouldn't be an issue. But the fact is the floor of the case is perforated like crazy, and I'm not quite sure how chunky the screw heads could be that would allow this filter to slide in place. As things stand, the screws I've used are not excessive, and that ain't gonna go. That annoys me. Radiator choice. So you've got two 140 fans at the front. If you want to use a 240 360 rad, clearly you need 120 fans, which would common sense mean moving those two fans to the roof of the case for exhaust. That would be absolutely fine, no problem whatsoever. If you're going to use 120 units, so 360 roof, 240 front, or 360 front, 240 roof, you're going to have two 140mm fans over, which just seems like a shame. They're perfectly reasonable fans, nothing special, but they do a job. On the plus side, Fractal does supply this SATA extension cable, so if you're using those three caddies up the back, you can extend your power supply to actually power the drives, which is thoughtful of them. But at the moment, little issues here and there. Having said that, I have created some of them myself. D5 pump in the floor, separate reservoir, doesn't need to be there. So I'll change a couple of things around and let's make it all a bit better. There we go. Job done. A dead straightforward loop on the CPU. So we've got an Alphacool XPX block, 240mm Alphacool radiator in the front, EKWB D5 pump and reservoir combo mounted on an EK bracket on the radiator, compression fitting, soft tubing, and some Mayhems Aurora blue coolant. It works perfectly well. The CPU temperature is under full 100% load in 64. You're looking at 49 degrees Celsius. GPU is running just over 70 Celsius, which is exactly what you'd expect. Everything's absolutely fine. I've opened the top, as you saw. It's got the three stock fans, as you saw. Obviously, there's plenty of capacity scope for installing more fans. No trouble there whatsoever, but I haven't. So clearly temperatures can go down lower. And I figured out why it is I was slightly grumpy midway during the build, apart from little details. It's because since I've used the R6, I've seen the Phanteks Evolve X, which is a much more expensive case. And the thing is that the Evolve X is a kind of all-purpose case that can do a number of things. Dual system builds, loads of storage, loads of liquid cooling, blah, blah, blah. Whereas this is a specialist case. So the Define R6 is either storage or liquid cooling. You have to sort of configure it and then get on with it. This is a liquid cooling case. You can put a reasonable amount of storage in it, but balanced against that, no RGB whatsoever. It looks perfectly pleasant. It's understated. It's quite stylish in a chic sort of way, but it's not in your face, and you know, the lack of RGB. Also, Phanteks has really worked on their cable management. They've got stealth doors and so on that cover all the mess. This is just conventional and perfectly all right. You're saving quite a bunch of money by going down the Fractal Design route, no two ways about it. Nonetheless, when you're spending fortunes on your graphics card, your CPU and all the rest of it, whether you're too stressed about another 50 or 60 pounds in the case, that remains to be seen. And that is why I was grumpy. Between the Define R6 and this Define S2, I've seen the Evolve X. And the goalposts have moved. The bar has been raised. Some other cliche that means much the same thing. And Fractal Design hasn't really advanced very far from the Define R6. This is, you know, tweaks here and there. It's a better case if you want to go down a liquid cooling route, but it's nothing radical, and that's the thing of it. This is a perfectly acceptable case. It cools well, it looks pretty enough, it accommodates liquid cooling, it does everything you want. It doesn't have RGB, which for some people is a problem, for other people is a good thing. I fully accept that. It's got the one glass panel, which looks perfectly okay. It hasn't gone to town with dual glass, you know, and so on, so on, so on. Everything is absolutely exactly as Fractal Design expected it to be and planned it to be, and in that sense, they have done well. However, my expectations have been raised. I want slightly more than this Define S2 has delivered. So there you have it. You may well have to spend a bit more money to get those extra features. I think you probably should do. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. If you want more from Kit Guru, click to subscribe. I'm Whaaatttt for Kit Guru. This is the Fractal Design Define S2.